Hello, this is Roland. Welcome. Today, I want to talk about something that could very likely help you to calm down and could quite possibly help you to become centered, to find your own ground of being. And it suddenly dawned on me, a couple of things came together in my mind. First of all, I have a little meditation. It's very simple. Very simple. And I talk about it all the time. And then I became acquainted with the idea of grounding or earthing. Grounding or earthing is when, like for example, you walk on the beach, barefoot in the sand. Walk barefoot in the sand, or barefoot on the grass. Or lean up against a big tree. You're grounding yourself or earthing yourself. There's a lot of possible benefits. Well, I find the whole thing very interesting. But then it suddenly occurred to me that what I'm trying to help people to do is to become spiritually grounded. It's nice to be physically grounded. Physical benefits, being physically grounded. But it's even nicer to be spiritually grounded. And then, of course, if you've earthed yourself, you're earthing, and then you're spiritually grounded, well, then you really should have it made in the shade. So, how about this spiritual grounding? Well, all right, I want to make it even simpler. Let's talk about something simple. I was reading today something I had read before, but I reread it today because it occurred to me early this morning. I was thinking about hand warming. It's a biofeedback exercise where you sit quietly and become aware of your hands until they become warm. Then you practice it, and with time it becomes easy. And they have found, let me read something to you. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh yes, I'm reading from a book called Complementary Medicine in Clinical Practice, edited by David Rakel and Nancy Foss. So here's chapter 23, Biofeedback, Self-Care, Hand Warming, and Stress Reduction. Okay, hand warming. Basically becoming aware of your hands in such a way that you learn to make them warmer. Now, what does it say here? It says the great value of this exercise is that it tends to lower arousal, shifting the autonomic nervous response out of the stress response. Once someone becomes skilled at this form of stress reduction, they have a resource they can draw on in times of crisis. For example, this method has applications in reducing anxiety and aborting panic attacks. People who are fearful of airplane travel can use hand warming during takeoff. So anyway, you basically hand warming, okay? So let's talk about that. So would you like to do that? Well, you can do it in the way that I talk about it. It's even simpler than hand warming. It's even simpler. You know what it is? It's you become aware of your hands until they tingle a little bit. And then they may very well start to become warm. And they probably will. You may or may not notice it first. But even if you don't notice them becoming warmer, you can easily notice them tingling. As a matter of fact, if while I'm talking and you're sitting, you become aware of your hands. You can have them resting on the on the arms of your chair, or you could have your hands in your lap, or you could have your hands together in prayer-like fashion, okay? Or if you're laying in bed listening to this, you could just have your hands by your sides, and then just become aware of your hands. As soon as you do, you'll notice they start to tingle just a little bit. It's kind of a cozy feeling. Okay? They start to tingle. Now, the other thing to do so that you can be in the present. To make sure you're in the present and not lost in thinking, because if you get lost in thought, then you float away with thoughts. And your thoughts can stress you, as you know. Your thoughts can stress you. Worries, okay, trying to think about what you have to do or what happened. Thoughts can stress you. So we don't want to be floating away with thoughts. Okay. So would you like to be in the present, where the sun is shining, birds are singing, the wind is delicately blowing through, rustling the leaves of the trees, in the present? Well, then here's what you do. You close your eyes and you look at the inside of your eyelids. Okay? When you close your eyes, let's say you did that right now. Close your eyes, look at the inside of your eyelids, and you'll see little patterns of light, little pixels of light, a little glow of light. And that's all you have to do is just look at those. Look at the light, little patterns of light, the little pixels of light on the inside of the delicate glow of light on the inside of your eyelids. Just look at those. And at the same time, now be aware of your hands. Aware of your hands, so your hands tingle a little bit as you look at the inside of your eyelids. See how simple? Now you're grounded. You are in the present moment. You're not floating away with thought, with worries, doubts, and fears, and who knows what kind of thoughts. You're in the present. Maybe outside you can hear cars going by, or a bird singing, or a little noise of some sort. You're anchored in the present. And you're aware of your hands. It gets a little flow going. A little flow going. And you are centered. It's that simple. Now, if you like, you can open your eyes now. You keep your eyes closed if you like. Keep looking at the inside of your eyelids. And as soon as you're done watching this video, you practice it. It's so simple. You close your eyes. Gently close your eyes. And look at the inside of your eyelids. Okay? You could do it for a minute, 2 minutes. And at the same time, you're aware of your hands. Now, you could be aware of your hands. You could begin to remember to be aware of your hands often as you're walking around. You're walking around the house, and all of a sudden you remember to be aware of your hands. You're out for a walk, your morning walk, and as you're walking along, all of a sudden you remember to be aware of your hands. And when you become aware of your hands as you're walking along, why they become tingly. You get a nice flow going that way. But it's really the extra good is when you have a chance to sit quietly, become aware of your hands, and look at the inside of your eyelids. So it's so simple. As you're walking around, as you go for your morning walk, you can be aware of your hands. As you're walking along, all of a sudden you remember to be aware of your hands. And they become a little bit tingly. Anytime. When you're sitting in a waiting room, or you're sitting in front of the computer, or you're sitting out in the garden, you just all of a sudden remember to be aware of your hands. And it's extra good. You get really the extra good benefit when you can do both. When you can quietly go to your room and sit down in a chair, or go to the living room and sit in a chair, or go to the garden, sit in a chair, and close your eyes and become aware of your hands. And look at the inside of your eyelids. It's so simple. There's great benefit to it, potential spiritual value. And we're just going to keep this video very simple. Okay? And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give it a try. My name is Roland.